Hello there everyone, thanks for tuning in again. Something a bit different today, possibly a Christmas special, or depending on your point of view, a not so special. An old friend of mine visited very recently. I used to work with him actually at North Wyke. Oh, when was it? Oh, it was in the early 90s. Anyway, his name's Mark, but he's done very well for himself. He's a very senior professor now in animal behaviour and works at Harper Adams University. He was visiting very recently, actually visiting us at North Wyke, potentially looking at some joint projects, and he and I went out for a walk up on Dartmoor, and I'm going to share some of it with you now. Thanks for watching everybody, have a happy Christmas, and see you over the coming days. Bye. Morning everyone, not so busy today. Hang on, I'll put my glove on, it's chilly. Whoops. Not so busy today. I'm out on Dartmoor having a little bit of a walk. Chilly day. I thought I would introduce a new theme. This is one in an occasional series of professors with Dr. Phil. So over here we got Professor Mark Rutter.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. He's absolutely one of the leading lights in animal behaviour research and works currently at Harper Adams University. There's a chance you haven't heard of Harper Adams because it's quite a small ex-agricultural college in the middle of Shropshire, but it's building a bit of a name for itself. And yeah, Mark actually holds it together academically. So
I wouldn't entirely agree with that summary, Phil, but anyway, what would you like to ask me?
well, what do you study and why are you down in Devon?
So I'm Professor of Applied Animal Behaviour. So my main area of interest is in the automatic recording of ruminant livestock behaviour. And very conveniently over the wall here, the camera will come in.
Yeah.
We have some wonderful grazing ruminants. So most of the research was originally around looking at increasing sort of production from grass, but obviously most of the UK land is grassland, and it's all maintained by the mouths of grazing ruminants. Yeah. So if we're going to develop sustainable agricultural systems, we need to understand their behaviour and their grazing.
So what should we be concerned about on the farm at the moment then, Mark?
You'll have to give me some time to think about that one. What do you mean?
Well, you know,
such as?
Is it the price of beef? Is it greenhouse gases? Is it...
Well, I think
for up and coming environmental schemes and
I think
stuff.
It is about, obviously the huge challenge now is the transition to net zero.
Yeah, right.
So I think everything needs to be really designed around optimising to reduce emissions, but at the same time having systems that are productive, that you've got they're financially viable, and you've got very high standards of animal welfare.
So
animal health.
Picking up on that then, you've had a walk around our little place on the edge of Dartmoor. What does it look like I'm doing right? What does it look like I'm doing wrong?
Well, we'd probably need to spend a bit more time looking around. I think obviously you've got largely grass finish, grass-based production system.
Totally grass-based.
So you're converting a food that's good for cows that can't be eaten by humans into very high quality beef. So
that's very true. It is very high quality beef, ladies and gentlemen.
So that is clearly, you're doing that right.
Thank
you.
I think
it's a very natural system. Well, no, it's a natural system in terms of it's a grazing-based system. Cows evolved as grazers. You're using natural mating.
Yeah.
So in terms of all expressing a range of normal behaviours, that's one of the 5 freedoms. So when we assess animal welfare, we want hunger and thirst. Well, your animals.
Yeah.
Cold morning like it was this morning.
Yeah.
Challenge keeping the water.
Yeah.
But obviously, you managed to do that. You've got food in front of them.
Yeah.
You want freedom from discomfort. So lie down. You've got open areas to lie down on the straw. freedom to express normal behaviour, so
Yeah.
we've got a wide range of behaviours. What we don't know is sort of pain, injury and disease. I'm assuming you've got good keeping your health records.
Yep.
You've got good.
We got high herd health. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to say, remember on one of our last films we brought the cows in for TB testing. The really good news is we are continue to be TB free on the farm.
So there we go, you've got very healthy cows.
Yeah.
And then fear and distress, so that's the final freedom from fear and distress. So, you know, those cows look very relaxed to me.
Yeah.
You've got them in a fairly small social group, because that's probably one of the challenges with large groups, is, you know, the wild ancestors of modern cattle wouldn't have lived in herds of,
No.
you know,
150, yeah.
150 head, but where you've got, you know, a mixture of 20,
Yeah,
25 animals,
yeah.
so that would probably be pretty close to the natural, to their natural size. So
Well,
you're
there
going
you
to
go.
have pretty normal social interaction, but you should have fewer fights, things like that.
So far, so good. So we're back up on, well, we're still up on Dartmoor with Professor Rutter from Harper Adams University. What are we looking at here then, Mark?
So we were looking a few minutes ago at some cattle grazing, and we were talking about how, you know, the grassland landscapes of the UK, much of Europe, much of the world are actually maintained by the mouths of grazing ruminants. I said that wasn't entirely correct, because here we have a non-ruminant. Here we've got some ponies grazing, and actually what we know about the different species graze in different ways. They have different diet preferences for the food that they eat. And actually having this mixed grazing opens up a far more diverse botanical habitat, which is great for biodiversity. So you get more insects as a result of having this very diverse vegetation, and that then supports birds and other vertebrates. So actually having this multi-species grazing is really good for getting these amazing ecosystems.
He's got it all taped, hasn't he? That's brilliant stuff. Nice sort of wintry squall up here on the moor today. Very Christmassy, and like I said when I was with Professor Rutt, it's great fun to be able to enjoy it, knowing that the cows are safe from tuberculosis for another year at least, I hope. So we do our best to look after the animals and try to make sure that their exposure to disease pressure is as low as possible and keep them very healthy, and so far that seems to be paying off. Anyway, amazing scenes. I'm sure anybody watching in America and Scotland are thinking, well, that's a pussy bit of snow, but for us it's first decent snow of the year. Well, Professor Rutter, have you enjoyed your afternoon?
I have.
Well, lovely to have you with us.
Very pleased to be here.
Yeah. And the academic mind fueled on the nut brown brew of Devon.
Cheers.
Cheers.